Hello Gemini, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. So I am going to be doing a reading for your career, not necessarily just career. It could also be life path, soul mission, just passions, hobbies, whatever. So I did already do a meditative session on your energy, and I did already do a pre-shuffle. So I am going to start off with oracle cards. All right, this is the Sacred Geometry Oracle deck. And let me just do a general shuffle really quick. Oh, something already came out. Gaia. I didn't get to shuffle these cards yet, so I don't want to take anything yet. If it's meant to come out, it'll come out. I am a firm believer in that. All right. All right. This is for Gemini in terms of career. I am going to be doing love readings for next week, but this week is career. If love comes out, then so be it. Because definitely got, wow, told you. Okay. 2 cards is beautiful for me. Okay. So we have Synergy and Gaia. All right, let's read Gaia first, because that did come out first. So I'll hold it here. Let's see. Gaia. The frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our great mother and to the universe that birthed us all. Wow, so this is like your connection to, source, but also, the physical earth as well. Maybe you're spending some time in nature. Let's see, and then Synergy. 8, 10, this is the number 10, which is ending of cycles. And then this is Synergy, and this is the number 5, which is change, so change and ends of cycles. The frequency of Synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new and yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. Wow. I feel like you're definitely being called to connect. Whichever way that comes easiest to you. And this says to embrace the unfamiliar. And I feel like that goes perfectly with change. Being able to walk into uncharted waters, you know what I mean? Like being able to walk into the unknown, and your connection with Source will help you trust in the fact that, they have your back and that you're never going to be led in the wrong direction as long as you're in alignment with your guides and Source and Gaia or Earth. Gaia is just Earth, so I love that. I'm feeling like I kind of want to keep these out today, but I'm going to keep them over here, so you might not be able to see them. But that's okay if I just think to look at it. I think I'll just have it here just in case. Something I had written down while I was meditating was crown chakra, so I feel like that goes really well with about this connection to Source. Maybe some work on the crown chakra is needed, or just some focus on it at least, or maybe it's just a note to the fact that you're using your crown chakra. I also got some sort of idea that maybe you have gotten some sort of hint recently as to what your soul mission is, or some sort of idea that has come to you recently, maybe. Could be wrong about that, but I felt it enough to write it down, so we will see. All right. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups. Celebrations, parties, fun. Yeah, whether you're at those parties or not, there's some sort of events going on around you, or even if it's just like hanging out with 2 other friends. Something. Not enough room. Just put here. Alrighty. Let's just jump right in. This card came out when I was shuffling too. Alright, so obviously I'm picking up a lot of water here. You could be involved with a water sign. You could be in business with a water sign. Or you could just be in a very watery energy currently, which we were just in Cancer season and we just had like the Cancer moons or whatever, so it could make a lot of sense that you were or are feeling very watery because all 3 of these are cups. So this though, I did feel this decision that I felt as though you had made the decision already, and this is showing that there was a decision in your past, so that kind of confirms that for me, that maybe you had just made a decision. Right now you're standing in a King of You're in a King of Cups energy, but also you have a very, you're working really hard at something. Maybe you're overworking. I feel like you could be overworking to some extent. There's some sort of overworking, but this also, I'm feeling a very masculine energy from this. I feel like, yeah, obviously it's a King of Cups, but I'm seeing all males here. So I feel like this may be a Gemini male, or you are thinking about a male that I think is a water sign. Or not a male, really. I'm saying this wrong. Not a male, but someone in masculine energy. Does not have to be physically male. Just masculine energy. I would like a card for this Knight of Cups. What does this offer? See, this is what always happens. It's supposed to be, oh crap, it's supposed to be a career reading. Well, either way, they are overworking in something. This king is overworking themselves in some way, because what all this is leading to here is a rest period of taking it easy. So you can do that sooner or later. Your choice. Your thoughts, your thoughts are definitely negative. I want a card on these thoughts, these negative thoughts, or just like looking at something in a negative way. What's being looked at negatively? What else is this Five of Cups about? Okay, this one almost came out but didn't. What else is this Five of Cups about? You've been fighting really hard for something. Definitely putting in a lot of work, but maybe you're not seeing, like this doesn't go with this almost. So I feel like this isn't making me feel like it's the decision. It's you brought your judgment down on something and made a decision, which you could be thinking negatively about. I feel like you definitely are have been fighting really hard for something. Carrying a lot of wands. I feel like this is like the decision. I'm gonna keep that there. What is this cup you're looking to bring? Maybe deep down you want to switch careers. Looking back at these cards and remembering that it had said to embrace the new. Maybe this new thing, you're thinking of it negatively. But outwardly, it doesn't seem like you're showing that. Knight of Cups, though. Could I have a clarification for the Knight of Cups, please? Okay, so you just really want to bring something quickly. Something I was picking up on when I was meditating was having a lot of options. Having a lot of options. In business or in love. So maybe subconsciously, I'm noticing these nights are going in different directions. Knight of Swords is definitely faster. So it's like you're going like forward, like slowly calculated, but then like you're going in the totally other direction, backwards, really quickly. But like outwardly, you're just sitting there with your cups. Yeah, you're not, like what I'm saying with this is like you're not really budging with your cup here. You're kind of keeping your cup. Here you're moving with the cups. You like deep down you want to move with this cup. Hopefully you're understanding like the analogy here. But like here you're moving with the cup. Here you're sitting with the cup. And then here you're looking at the cups that are spilt over, that are like missed out opportunities, basically. Some sort of opportunities missed out on. And maybe you had an expectation for something and you're working really hard for it and you're fighting for it, but it didn't end up the way you had expected. So you're kind of looking at all this hard work that you put into these cups that are now spilt over, not realizing that you have these two other cups right behind you. Two other cups right behind you that are there for you to have. Bless me. And here you're just like waiting, here you're waiting with the cup, sitting with the cup. You wanted it to be these cups. So you're actively feeling like you missed out on this opportunity. Deep down, you wanna go for something. I don't know if it's the old thing or something new. Let's find out, because this night is also going in the other direction. So maybe you're subconsciously thinking, oh, well, maybe I should totally take it in the completely other direction altogether. What is this Knight of Cups? Knight of Cups for Gemini. Oh, okay. This card already came out too. I feel like you're trying to prevent a death, maybe the death of this opportunity that you're trying to prevent, the actual death of it. Yeah, so when this card had first come out, I had felt it was like you taking yourself out of a mental prison, and that you had made a decision that you were actually happy about after taking yourself out of the mental prison. So maybe that is more future-esque. Maybe after you let the secrets come out and you let the death happen, maybe you will come out of the mental prison. Because mental prisons are definitely self-inflicted. I feel like maybe the decision is a risky one. That's what I feel with this Two of Swords, because she's a blindfold on. So it's almost like not having all the information, or not necessarily, yeah. So it's not having all the information, it's kind of having to go at something blind, not knowing how it's gonna turn out. I think definitely if you already made this decision, which these cards are in this scenario here, you have already made the decision, and you may be thinking negatively about the decision, but you don't want to do that because it's only going to, like, this person is not necessarily needing to grieve the loss of the Three Cups, because like they don't realize the other two cups are behind them. So you don't really need to think negatively about this decision, especially if you feel like you're losing something in the process. It's only to be replaced with new. But definitely seeing here for the future that there needs to be a rest. Feels like you're having a lot of, you're kind of emotional because of these cups, and water is emotion, so that's what I'm feeling there. But this definitely, because this rest is here, this is making me feel like overworking. And I feel like that could be stopping you. If you're overworking in something, especially these two cards here, sorry. If you're overworking in something, I feel like that definitely needs to, you know, stop. All right, yeah, so spent too much time on these cards here. So, let me look at this too. Wow. Two major cards, two majors. I feel like you're kind of going about this very gracefully. I also feel that with this King of Cups card here, where you're outwardly, like, people's perception of you is that you're very calm right now. You're kind of sitting, you know, he almost looks bored. But like beneath the surface, all of this is going on. Like, wow, this is like the outwardly what is that called? Outwardly what? Outwardly... What the hell? Outwardly perception? People's perception of you? Your energies just seems like it's like people, you're kind of fooling people pretty well. I feel like you're definitely trying to uphold that, you know, like trying to keep the peace within yourself. But Geminis are super adaptable. You know, I feel like Geminis definitely get like a bad rep because they can be like ever changing. You know what I mean? Of course, if you're a Gemini, of course you know what I mean. It just, you can have like, it can almost be like two different people, as they say. But in being that, it makes you super adaptable to situations. It makes you able to handle multiple situations because you have multiple personalities. You know what I mean? Like, two different people are going to handle one situation completely differently. So, Geminis are just able to adapt to their surroundings and situations pretty easily. But you're definitely in the center of something big. I feel like this is kind of big. This is kind of like a big, I feel like a big moment almost. Like it's like a big doorway, like a big doorway is being opened in the whole journey of this. This is like a journey coming to an end. You're surrounded by closings, basically. Things are getting wrapped up, you know. It's like the end of a school year where, you know, you're getting everything done that needs to get done for the year. You know what I mean? Whatever it is. Like, you're kind of just like taking care of things where they need to be taken care of, maybe during this rest. Some sort of rest, or maybe you're putting to bed this subject and focusing on something different so that you can end up more clear on this. You definitely need to realize that there's a bigger picture in all of this. There is a bigger reason for all of this. It's leading you to what you want. You just kind of have to trust the process and kind of bravely and naively walk into the unknown. So that because you're being led to your Ten of Pentacles, but it's something that you can't see that yet, and you're not supposed to be able to see that yet, because you're supposed to be able to trust in the universe enough to trust in your own intuition enough to trust in your own guides enough to know that you're being led there. And sometimes decisions can feel really hard to make, especially when it's like about career, or especially, you know, also about love, of course. But, you know, when it's like career, it's like it feels more risky. Like if you have a lot of responsibilities, it's not very easy to just, you know, up and switch careers. Whatever changes are going on in your career life or life in general, soul mission, your passion, like maybe you thought you were going to do something all this time, and suddenly, you know, you get stopped in your tracks, and, you know, it turns you the completely other way. You know what I mean? So definitely there's going to be there's definitely going to be a feeling of like a loss, almost like Three of Swords is heartbreak. Having that as the outcome card, obviously, you know, that's not easy. Having to go through all of this and go through transformation and go through endings of cycles isn't easy. And I feel like if you're trying, you know, sometimes people can get to a point where they're trying to uphold this temperance energy, trying to uphold it too often. Like, you need to be able to face the things that are hard too, but be able to get yourself back to temperance. You know what I mean? It's not about being in temperance always. It's not about being calm always. It's not about, you know, not going through anything ever. That's not what anything's about. Like, life is about experience and ups and downs and, you know, ego coming through, you know, ego dying, ego coming back and dying, and over and over and over again, and everything is a lesson. And like, I was saying this earlier today, but like, I heard this from where, it might have been from Abraham Hicks. I think it was Abraham Hicks, where, you know, source and our angels and, you know, whatever you believe in, they're like at the top of the mountain, you know, above the mountain even, looking down on all the trails on the mountain. And your small you is on one of those trails on the mountain. And you can't see the exact place where your trail ends. You don't know what's at the end of that trail. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you've seen pictures, maybe you went to a specific one, but either way, like, source, our guides, our guardian angels, you know, whatever you believe in, the universe, it can see the bigger picture. They can see the bigger picture. They can see what's at the end and why they had you take that left, why they had you take that right, why they had you turn around and go down a different path. You can't see, you know, where those paths would have ended up. They can't. So you need to trust your intuition. And I feel like, back to these cards, I'm glad I kept them out because it kept reminding me of them. The supports our allowance to an acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. You know, you don't know what's on the other side of this, and, you know, you're gonna feel a little heartbroken. This King of Cups is gonna feel a little heartbroken. You know, that's why this rest is happening as well. Let's get more information. Let's get one more card for the heartbreak. You know what? Actually, let's get some advice. I'll put this here. Let's get some advice for Gemini. All right, this is Work Your Light Oracle. All right, some general shuffling here. Advice for Gemini related to career. So you just have to like trust the path that you're on. Trust that your intuition is going to guide you in the right direction. Definitely, I'm feeling like some meditations in the crown chakra are a good idea. Or just, you know, maybe, you know, looking into the topics of heightening your abilities. Obviously in an organic way, not like a witchy way. Don't do any spells, you know? Don't do any spells. Do not. All right. Focus. Advice for Gemini. Career. Based on these cards. Advice for Gemini, please. You may just be feeling, if like this is work, maybe if you end up leaving a job or if you end up choosing a different path, maybe you're just gonna feel a little heartbreak by saying goodbye to that aspect of your life. Maybe it's something you've done for a long time, you know? It may just be hard to separate from. But I love this. This is Council of Light. Divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. So what did I say? You definitely are being called to listen to that that guidance system that we all have. Because they're leading you to the top of the mountain at the best place with the best view. You know, you want the best, right? You know? Okay. I get it, cards. So this says, Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. Yes, trust in that. Trust in that. Advice. Also, like, if you're feeling like heartbroken because you maybe you had to let people down in a decision that you made, understand that you were guided there and that there's more, there could be reasons why. You don't know how you're aiding in somebody else's transformation too. You know what I mean? Wow. So this says, leap, you go first, the universe will catch you. Definitely this goes back to the, you know, like being able to trust in your intuition, to walk into the darkness, to walk into the unknown, to the uncharted waters, to the places that you don't know how it's going to end up. You know, you don't know the outcome. And maybe that stresses you out, because it would stress anybody out, obviously, to not know like what the end game is. But if you are listening to your intuition and you're in alignment, and you know you're not listening to your intuition when you're not in alignment, and you know you're only making decisions while you're in alignment, then you can trust that. If you're in alignment and you're making a decision, you can trust that decision. You know, other way around though, if you're not in alignment and you're making a decision, don't trust that decision. But trust the decision that you make when you're in alignment. The cards, 100%, you know, they're very straightforward. You are being guided there, and you know, don't be afraid to take risks. Advice for Gemini? Any other advice for Gemini? Advice for Gemini. Is there any other advice for Gemini? Oh, I think I almost made those come out on my own by accident, but this definitely came out on its own, and it says, trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Yeah, I feel like the cards are literally just gonna keep saying exactly what we've been saying. Wow, like these are very straightforward oracle cards for advice. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. You know, trust in that. It's not, you know, you may be thinking you're just thinking on your own, but it's like your guide's talking to you. But you think you're just like thinking on your own. But it's really your guide's talking to you. And it says, leap, you go first, the universe will catch you. And it says, trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? This is all saying, don't worry, they got it. You know, don't worry about the details. Or how is this gonna end up? How is this gonna end up? You know, if this happens, then this can't happen. Don't worry about the details, and just trust yourself to just, you know, calmly walk through life. You know? And you won't have to uphold the front of so much calmness. You will just naturally be so calm because you can trust yourself. Work on trusting yourself. You need to trust yourself. All right, so I wish you the best of luck, Gemini. I will be seeing you next week. Well, hopefully I'll be seeing you next week for your love reading. I really hope we get some really positive messages out of that. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and bye.